here as we welcome you back to the Domino's post-game report alongside Carson-Newman coach Mike Mincey as Carson-Newman takes down LMU 91-80. And coach, first and foremost, let's talk about the first three quarters.
Yeah.
You're pretty solid for those first three quarters. LMU starts the second half. They get it to within 7, then you surge. I think you score 13 unanswered and 27 of the final 37 in the third quarter. How happy were you with how your team responded to finally get some momentum going there in the third quarter?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we came out of the third quarter or out of the break. We didn't have a lot of energy. I felt like that LMU had all the energy. They cut it there to whatever, and then, of course, we called a timeout. We got it back in gear, got some easy buckets. LMU missed some bunnies, but, we converted on this end, and at one point in time got it back up to 20. So I was very, very pleased with that particular run, but not pleased overall with how we played.
You talk about how you played. Well, I think in this contest you had some opportunities to pull away.
Yep.
At halftime, the rebounding total was 27-19.
Yep.
You get 20 rebounds. They out-rebound you overall, not only in the game, but in the second half.
Yep.
How do you explain what happened in the fourth quarter?
I don't know. I felt like that the game was pretty physical again. That's just been something that's been done to us these last three games. A lot of bodying, a lot of stuff, and I told them whether it's called or not, you got to play through that stuff. And I don't think we played through it very well. That attributed to our 19 turnovers. Coming down the floor and letting the ball, whether they're getting in your body or not, the refs aren't calling it, and it's a steal, and it becomes a turnover for us. In terms of rebounding, I thought we were doing okay down there, but then there was times where we were just non-existent on the glass. Obviously Kayla and Micah carried us again in terms of total boards and double-doubles and that kind of thing. But even, again, we were getting rebounds on that end and not securing it and going down the other end and getting shot attempts. We were getting turnovers and letting them pick it away from us. So a lot of work to do in that area if we want to be as good as we can possibly be.
You had lost 6 in a row here. There had been a lot of times where you hadn't come in here and performed.
Right.
A lot of their efforts in the fourth quarter came with 0 game pressure. It was a 24-point game at that point, despite the fact that maybe the final 10 minutes weren't all that solid. Can you walk away feeling as if your team responded after what happened on Sunday with a solid effort today?
I mean, I think so. I'm very thankful for different organizations, the WBCA, Hero Sports, the D2 side of poll. We're obviously not as good as people think. We went from 4 to 16 in one and 3 to 11 in another, and we lost at Columbus State without our starting point guard. So, if that's what people think about us, it helped our kids. It motivated them. I thought we came out and played a pretty good first half, put 50 on the board because they wanted to prove that they are that caliber of basketball team. But, they helped us out. They gave us some motivation. Instead of trying to uphold a top 5 ranking, we're like, well, let's just try to get back there like we had to last year. So, thankful for that. Harris, it was nice to have her back. You kind of see what she does for our team with her 19 points, making some crafty moves and scoring around the basket. So, one thing we got to do, though, we've got to get a bench. Bench is struggling right now, and I had to play the same guys almost the whole second half, and that's hard to do when you're a 2-2-1 type team and you're trying to push the tempo offensively. I'm just not comfortable with where our bench is at, and, the plus-minus chart doesn't lie, and they have one on this stat sheet. It's got to be better, and when you go on the floor, we got to continue to push forward and not lose ground.
Coach, appreciate the time. Congrats on the win.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's Carson-Newman Women's Basketball.